Let's begin.
There are beings that is walking this earth and they are not human. I just came from Kroger's. I just got off of work. I went to go pick up a few items, y'all. I go to the bread aisle. Now, the bread aisle is super long. I'm at one end of the bread aisle. There's a guy that's about three-fourths of the way down in the bread aisle. He got a cart. I got a cart. He's looking at me. And you know how you can see out your peripheral that somebody's staring at you. He ain't just looking, but he's staring at me. I kind of look his way. He's still staring. I go ahead and I get my bread. I go back around the other way because I'm going to the international aisle to get some pasta and some other stuff. While I'm in the international aisle at one end, this guy comes around and he's at the top of the same aisle. I see him still looking at me. Now, mind you, there's a couple of things that I need to get out of that aisle. So the first part of the aisle, I grab what I need to grab and I go about midways down. He's at the other end. So he's staring at me still. So I kind of look at him and I go like, how you get somebody that type look? He's still staring. So I'm looking for what I'm looking for. I can't really find it because he's throwing me off because he keeps staring. Mind you, this man don't have nothing in his cart. He's not even turned to look at any food. He's looking directly at me. By this time, I'm like, you know what? I'm not on it. I'm about to just stare you down. So I turn to look at him. Y'all, when I tell you, this man stared at me and his eyes turned black. Everything in his whole eyeball, not just the pupil, but the white part, turned completely black. He looked, it said black, and then he walked away. When I tell you I left that car sitting in that aisle, I didn't even buy nothing from Kroger's. I left out and I came home. There is stuff, there is beings that is walking in this earth and they at the store, they at whatever, they look like us and everything else, but they are not human. I don't even know what to say.
I don't know what to say either.
Millions of human beings gathered at concerts, stadiums, and festivals. They believe they are simply celebrating, but in reality, they are feeding the very core of faith.
Every human feeling and emotion, every shout, every single cry, every joyous celebration. Everything strengthens the very core of faith.
The more human beings gather together, the more powerful our command and control becomes.
Every single concert, every grand sporting final, every vast gathering of people, these are events that humans believe they orchestrate themselves, but which we subtly guide from the shadows.
Humans believe that their devices connect them to one another, but in reality, they connect them directly to us.
Let's focus on the actual tangible evidence, not mere speculation or hearsay. People are constantly questioning why there is such widespread chaos in our world, this so-called historical reset. These entities have been present on this planet for thousands of years, and they effectively control the human farm because we, in essence, are their primary source of sustenance. The council chamber in the Vatican has the design of a serpent's head.
Our emotional energy is all the sustenance they need.
Something that went completely unnoticed in the Queen's spiral, the third strand of DNA. Humans only possess two. What exactly are they doing? Is it winter parasitism? Or are they birthing new children with different reptilian characteristics? Portrait of Queen Elizabeth I, whose reign was from 1558 to 1603. Queen Elizabeth II. They tried to erase this, but it is a serpent. St. Peter's Basilica, located in Rome, and the crowned serpent.
Do note the reptilian wiki warning beneath this video.
You had an encounter with the devil?
Yeah, I got booked for a photo shoot. They took me all the way up this mountain. I was on top of the mountain. We finished the photo shoot. They have OD cars. Like, they got a 3-seater McLaren. They got a Ferrari. I'm asking them, like, how y'all get all this money? They're like, we do demonic rituals. I'm laughing. No, you don't, bro. I'm like, how you get this money? Don't put me on. I'm trying to get like y'all. Like, nah, we do demonic rituals. I say, so what type of demonic ritual? He say, the Illuminati never talked to you. I'm laughing. I'm still laughing at him. Why y'all playing with me? How y'all getting this money? He's like, no, for real. Leonardo DiCaprio do all the initiation. I'm like, what? I'm like, who is that? What is you talking about, gang? He giving me a list of people who all did. I'm gonna keep it. You basically saying either you let them peg you or you do oral and you'll get whatever you want. Tell them what you want. If you want to be the next big actress, next big whoever, I can take you to somebody. Yeah. All you gotta let them do is do what they want to do to you just for a night. That's what he was telling me. I'm like, hell no, I'm playing again. So I'm still not trying to believe this. Now, while they doing all this, I'm trying to call my Uber. We on top of the mountain though. I don't got no service.
What's up, my phone, bro?
The people who booked me left. After they leave, I'm in the car with the other dude that they called up to have a photo shoot with me. I get in the car with him in a 3-seater McLaren. See, on the way up, we go all the way up in the swivel, like all the way around the mountain.
Yeah.
On the way down, we take a right. So he not going the same way that we came up. I'm like, what the hell? So then that's what I try. I'm like, take me to go get some McDonald's. Yeah. He said, we not gonna take you to get no McDonald's. We spent all this money to get you up here. It's face change, gang. In front of me, you see Venom, kind of like that. His face is probably about this wide. Like, face changed. I'm like, what the? Like, it's probably about like right here. Like, it threw me all the way off. I didn't know how to get out the car. I would have been got out the car. We in the 3-seater McLaren, so it's like a button you got to push to get up out of there.
Gotcha.
Now he backing into somebody's driveway. He smack a mailbox. Now he hit the button and he get up out of there. I see the button. I'm getting up out of there too. I hit the button. Guess what? It's a mailman come out of nowhere.
I'm finna get so fucking rich. I'm finna buy a house like this. Imagine if the nigga bring the mailman every day coming up this bitch. Bro, you know how long it took me to get up this bitch? We not even at the top of the hill. I know that mailman feels.
What? I run up to him like, hey bro, we getting back your truck. He looking at me. Yeah. No. I look at him, I'm like, bro, just let me get in the back of your truck. I'm like, please just take me down to the bottom. Please just take me down to the bottom. It was God, he took me down to the bottom. And I called an Uber and I just left. And the people on the camera, you ain't got to believe me. I don't care. I'm not lying. I really saw this.
I believe it.
That's what like made me know that the devil and God was real.
Take of this what you like.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was in bed with a woman, and that's it. That's the end of my story. No, I was in bed. I was in bed with a woman, right? I'm lying on the pillow and I'm looking at her face, right? Her face turned into what I could only describe as a reptilian.
Oh, listen.
My face went, oh my God. She looks at me and she says, I'm not a reptilian. Boom.
Whoa.
Take it, make it that what you will. That's what happened.
Okay.
You will never truly understand the Epstein files if you don't start asking bigger questions. A lot of people right now are completely confused, shocked, furious as to what they're seeing, what they're reading, and they want justice, they want accountability. We totally understand that. But most people have no clue, absolutely no clue what they're actually looking at, and that this truly is only the tip of the iceberg. After decades of exposing systemic abuse, systemic ritualistic abuse, you need to start connecting the dots and asking the question, is there an entire subculture on this earth that functions completely different? And if so, why? Is there an entire subculture of people for whom this kind of behavior, this kind of abuse and repulsive, horrific violence is normal and has been normal in their family bloodlines and in their groups for centuries and millennia? then you have to ask yourself, why? What do they get out of this? Why do they need this? If you think this is about money and power, not at all. Money and power are just tiny byproducts of this. This is about something far more important. When you look into this, you have to start looking into life extension, immortality, and then you get to the top of it, which is energy. This is an energy source. And this is the crazy part that people can't wrap their mind around. The torture and the horrific abuse, specifically of under a certain age, produces a kind of energy that a certain kind of people slash entities feed on. This is their sustenance. And this is why this has been going on in a systematic way, because certain people slash entities need this kind of energy to exist and exist in perpetuity. There's a completely different subset of knowledge, of history, of understanding that you need to look into. Otherwise, you will get stuck on the emails, stuck on the documents, which are horrific enough, but they are the symptom, not the root cause, of a much, much bigger system. This is where you need to look.
Maybe he's onto something. Looks fierce.
I don't want to tell this fucking story. My neighbor insists that I do, so I don't know why he won't get on camera and say the shit, but I'm sad. Was it Wednesday? Thursday. We went to Tractor Supply and we got some snake stopper. And we came back to the house. Our yards are connected. Right? Our yards are connected or whatever. So I'm putting some around my house. He put some around his house. And then we just kind of out there talking shit, doing it together. For real. Me being clumsy and, talking shit. I accidentally got some of this shit on us. So he's like, man, hey, pretty boy, you ain't got time to go back in the house to take a shower. We got to go back and get some more stuff. So we went back, got some more stuff, got in line. And it was my neighbor, me, and this mixed-looking guy behind me. Maybe the mixed-looking guy looked like he's about 35, 36 or whatever. So he kept sneezing. And his sneeze didn't sound like, it was like that. He kept on. And so my neighbor's like, man, yo, something weird going on with that guy behind. He sneezed again, and I turned around, like, this part of his face coming from his nose across this way turned scaly. His eye had a slit, but the slit wasn't up and down. It slit sideways. The cashier see that shit. She runs to the back. We get our stuff. We go out. He eventually, I don't know if he paid for his shit or what happened. He came on outside. He was like, yo, fellas, please don't tell anybody about this. I'm just like y'all, man. I'm just trying to live here. I'm just trying to make a living like you. And I'm like, yo, we didn't see shit. We got the fuck on. And then my neighbor got in the car, was like, yo, bro, I done seen this guy somewhere before. I think he worked at the courthouse. And I'm like, somebody like that working at the fucking courthouse, man, you believe what we just fucking saw? And it's making me think of the shit that we done seen on movies and stuff. Like, I done heard plenty of people say, like, hey, the stuff in the movies be true. That's how they get their true shit out. Like, put it in the movie, like, instead of telling us directly. And I'm like, man, whatever about that. But that scene in Man in Black when Tommy Lee Jones was telling Will Smith, I don't remember exactly how he said. He was like, oh, some of them just trying to make a decent living. Like, Will Smith, like, let me guess, cab drivers or something like that. And he was like, not many. It was something like that he had said, but yo, like, no, Middle of his face, down his nose, come across this way, turned scaly. His eye had a slit, but the slit turned this way. What the? So I'm assuming that Snake Stop or whatever we was using triggered something in that motherfucker, man. Like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like, and my neighbor, I think he's still kind of shook up about it. He ain't really saying much, but I guess that's why he wanted me to come on with and say it. But I hope that God don't see this TikTok or whatever like that. If he do, please don't come for me. I delete.
At least he wasn't hostile.
Family, check this out. These are the kind of things we see when there's a glitch in the matrix. The veil is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. It is gone. We are all seeing these anomalies. And this is what they're trying to prevent us from seeing. So they spray the skies with these chemtrails, right? They try to cover up everything and try to poison us with the foods and in our water. And they do all of these things to keep us from remembering who we truly are, right? There's been a lot of UFO sightings here in Austin, Texas, and throughout the country, and throughout the world for that matter. People have been seeing the multiple suns, right, in the sky. All of these different things that have been happening have been because the veil is no longer there. So they are fighting as hard as they possibly can to keep the reality going because they're the only ones that have been winning. We've been losing, working these jobs that have been tiring us, doing all the things that we're like. We shouldn't be paying for water. We shouldn't be paying for electricity. We shouldn't be paying to live anywhere. This is our land, right? This was ours. They came in with this game and tricked us, with all of these different things. It's time for a change now. Things are shifting back. And they never expected us to awaken to the highest version of ourselves. And that's why it's really important to take care of our vessels more than anything right now. We have to remove the poisons that they put in our body. I made a video about this kind of plasma energy. Look at this energy just moving. Look at it. This is why they are continuing to distract us, y'all. If you don't see it, all of these things they're doing, like these fires all of a sudden with the oil refineries, the meteors that have been all of a sudden falling out of the sky, Palm Beach Pete coming out of nowhere around spring equinox. All of these things are distractors to distract you from remembering who you are going within. Because they know these energies that are coming in. When we're taking care of our mind, body, and soul, and we're clearing ourselves from these parasites, we're clearing ourselves and making sure that our bodies, our vessels are good. They know these energies are what they're gonna do for us.
I want to believe.
Hell no! Oh, hell no! What the fuck is happening, bro? Hey, we out of this hole! We out of this hole! We out of this hole!
On January 1st, 2024, a heavy police presence surrounded a shopping mall in Miami. Panic spread through the air. News outlets reported various accounts of what had transpired. Some sources claimed that local gangs had clashed within the mall, while others suggested that a group of children had set off fireworks. However, a more mysterious version of events quickly circulated on social media, supported by eyewitness testimonies. According to these accounts, shoppers experienced a wave of panic when they encountered several dark, translucent entities, each several meters tall. A massive panic ensued, with hundreds of people rushing to escape the mall. Those who claimed to have seen these entities described them as dark, somewhat transparent, and constantly appearing and disappearing. They emitted a strange sound reminiscent of radio interference to some and electrical equipment to others. These entities, estimated to be around 3 meters tall, moved erratically among the panicked crowd. Upon arrival, the police cordoned off the entire mall area and declared a no-fly zone over the mall for 4 hours. Social media was flooded with discussions about these entities, while news outlets presented conflicting reports, leading many to suspect a cover-up.
That's a lot of cops.
It's Saturday, I believe, and here's the truck I've been driving for the last few days for Wilson Logistics. This trailer just was assigned to us from Kraft over at the Kraft Foods plant, and we're delivering it here to what's called the Springfield Underground. And that is, as you can see behind me, this giant cave that's big enough to house hundreds of these trucks and trailers. There's a train track running through here. Just to give you an idea, back here, there's a regular sized truck. See how tall that is up there? It's just incredible.
We have nothing else for you today.